Hey guys, I am continuing on with the properties of numbers. And so the next two we're going to look at are both inverse properties. The first one here is the inverse property of addition. And I see that I have 12 plus negative 12. So I think we talked about last week when we have one of each sign that the negative wins. So this is really just 12 minus 12. And I know that that's equal to 0. The next one says negative 37 plus 0. If I have one of each, the negative wins. So I'm really doing 37 minus 37, and that equals 0. You may be saying, but Ms. DeBerry, you said this was addition, and we've subtracted both times. Addition and subtraction are related to one another, and so they kind of go hand in hand. And see, this first word we have is inverse. Kind of like opposite, and addition is the opposite of subtraction. Subtraction is the opposite of addition, or we could say subtraction is the inverse of addition. So we have, when we're saying inverse property, that's why I'm also using subtraction, because they're two opposites and they go together. Either way, I can generalize this principle to say any number plus its opposite, so n plus negative n, is equal to 0. So what do I notice here? I notice each time we add the inverse number or opposite number, the value becomes 0. Want to create a definition for the additive property or the inverse property of addition. The definition is anytime you add a number and its inverse, the value is 0. Okay, so that brings us to our next property, which is the inverse property of multiplication. So over here, so last time we did a number and its opposite. I'm still doing a number and its opposite, but in addition, I was talking about the opposite, meaning its negative value. In this case, I mean, not really its opposite, I truly mean inverse. 12 over 1, which is just the value of 12, times the inverse of that. So flipping it upside down this time because we're writing it as a fraction. So 12 over 1 times 1 over 12. Well, you guys know the rule for multiplying fractions. I'm going to go straight across the top and straight across the bottom. So 12 times 1 is 12, and 1 times 12 is 12. Now I have 12 over 12. So if I think about that fraction as division, 12 divided by 12. So like if I have 12 people and 12 pieces of candy, every person gets 1 piece of candy. So this fraction is equal to the number 1. Same thing here. I have negative 3 over 1 times 1 over negative 3. I go straight across the top, straight across the bottom. I get negative 3 over negative 3. Well, same thing. First of all, two negatives cancel out and make a positive. And then 3 divided by 3 is still just 1. And then finally, any number over 1 times 1 over the same exact number gets me n over n. And no matter what that n represents, if I divide it by itself, I'm going to get a value of 1. So what I notice here is that anytime I multiply by the inverse of a number, I get a value of 1. So the definition would be multiplying by the inverse of a number always equals a value of 1. So you noticed in identity properties, the identity properties didn't change the value at all. The identity properties, it was adding 0 doesn't change the identity, and multiplying by 1 doesn't change that identity. Here, the inverse properties do change the identity. For additive inverse, oh, hold on, I gotta move that. For additive inverse, I changed the value to 0. And for multiplicative inverse, or the inverse of multiplication, I change my value to 1.